the Relevant Podcast.
It's episode 1100, and it's the Relevant Podcast. All you numbers girls are going to be really excited in 11 shows when it's 1111. Here in Orlando, I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, is Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, Tennessee, artist, producer, mogul, Derek Miner.
What's happening?
Just down the road there in Nashville, our managing editor, downtown Emily Brown.
Hey, y'all.
And welcome to the show, our newest cast member, fresh off his first couple of episodes. You know him from Social Club Misfits. It's Marty.
What's up?
How's everybody doing? I gotta say, it's now September. It's
right.
We're recording this on September 6th, which means Christian Girl Autumn has hit, and it has hit the Jesse Carey household as well, because he looks like a lumberjack right now. He's in full fall look.
Yeah, that's right. You know, a lot of people have pumpkin spice. I have facial hair. I started, I'll say this. Whenever I grow any facial hair, people are like, oh, what's with the beard? It's like, it's one answer for that, laziness. I slept in multiple mornings in a row, and it's like, you know what? We're rolling with this thing. We're just going with it. But I feel like it does, I feel like it's that time of year. But here's the other thing, too. Like, look, I think I'm speaking for most people here. It's very hot out still. Like, summers are getting longer, and at least in my part of the country. But I have some, like, neighbors and just as I'm driving around towns and stores and stuff, there's just a defiance. People are just willing fall into existence. It doesn't matter if it's uncomfortably hot. People are going into their sweltering attics and pulling out the fake cloth pumpkins, like the leaf garnishes, the candles. They're all coming down and they're all getting out. I think for some reason it's been a long summer. People are just ready for fall. Maybe the beard is just my subconscious telling me I'm just ready for the summer to be over. Do you guys ever get a hot beverage? Or I know that it's a little gauche, the pumpkin spice thing. I have no shame in that game. But do you guys? Were you guys on? Even though it's a hot morning, you just want it to be fall, and we'll go just have like a hot fall type of situation.
So two things. I like pumpkin spice lattes, and I can't grow a beard to save my life. So
Jesse literally can shave at 9 a.m. and have a nice, healthy beard by 5:30. Like, wow.
That is true. To be fair, Derek, this really wasn't that much work. This is just this is long weekend status.
If it helps, I say, Derek, if it helps, I also can't grow a beard, but I did buy when I was grocery shopping this week. I saw pumpkin spice cream cheese, and I got that for my bagels. So, because I can't do a hot pumpkin spice beverage just
How
yet.
Is it?
It's great. I actually highly recommend, if I can get a sponsorship deal via talking about this, I will talk about this every episode.
Just starting saying it throughout the whole entire podcast.
My brother talked about how much he loved Chili's however many years ago on this show, and they sent him a year's worth of free Chili's. So
yeah, I'm going to start talking about all my favorite products as if I'm like some cool influencer, but it's really like, I just want free pumpkin spice cream cheese. Okay, doesn't it sound good?
No, it don't sound good at all.
No, it's so good.
Hey, why do white people try to put pumpkin spice on everything?
Derek,
pumpkin spice
go
and
to your
raisins.
local Kroger,
What is
that's
the
where I got
addiction
it.
to pumpkin spice and raisins? I don't understand this.
Okay, absolutely not on raisins. Don't put that on me, okay? I didn't say anything about raisins.
All right.
But
Pumpkin spice, raisins, and marshmallows go on the most unlikely things.
what do you got against marshmallows?
I love marshmallows
I have
on
nothing
some
against
It's
them,
just
but they
sugar.
have a very specific reason to be.
little cinnamon.
On the yams? You put the marshmallows on the yams?
Bro,
Right.
At first I thought it was crazy. I was like, I'm not eating this garbage. This is gross. And then I was
I think it's a southern
it's not
versus
that
northern
bad. It's pretty
thing.
good. And then you start, it's just like
No,
it's a downhill slope, man.
Butter, sugar, cinnamon, done.
See, I'm just butter.
It's
I don't. A little
done.
salt, maybe.
Butter,
I don't need any
sugar,
sweetness.
Cinnamon, done.
Why y'all trying to make your vegetables taste like dessert?
Dude, Derek,
The only way to eat vegetables.
We don't like vegetables.
Derek, that's why. Dude, when I go to Thanksgiving on one side of the family, that's like kind of more southern. I'm saying about half of the dishes out there, and this isn't dessert. This is like mealtime. Have either marshmallow or cinnamon just spread on top. You know what I mean?
See,
It's just some weird vegetable, but they bring it to life with cinnamon and marshmallow. It's just sitting
just
there right
happens.
on top. Yeah.
Now there's one
really
white
good.
dish that I will
Let's hear
say
it.
that I love. We know that it's not green bean casserole that
Right.
can
It's not?
go to the bad place. But there's this dish that's like marshmallow, pineapple,
Ambrosia.
Oh.
That is, I mess with the ambrosia. I ain't gonna hold you. I mess with the ambrosia. I'm not gonna hold you. That is
Sounds
fire.
like a
Little
cleaning
coconut.
supply.
Little cherries.
Hash brown casserole is a white dish I rock with. And when I was growing up, there was this one dude whose his mom used to bring biscuits and chocolate gravy. I don't know.
What?
Have y'all
yeah.
done that?
Yeah.
Chocolate
Biscuits
gravy's
and-
good.
The biscuit and chocolate gravy is fire.
Is that
Nah,
just
I'm not gonna-
Nutella? Like what are you talking about?
No.
Chocolate
Nah,
gravy?
it's go ahead, Emily. I don't know what the recipe is.
I don't know what it is.
Is it
either.
Hershey syrup
Never even
that they
heard
just
of
put
that.
on
No,
it?
No,
it's
it's
called
like
chocolate
a-
gravy, but I
Yeah.
don't think there's actually chocolate in it. Like it's just, but it is like brown gravy, but it's different than brown gravy because that's a
Nah,
whole
this
thing.
had chocolate in it. Hold on,
Yeah.
we gotta research it.
It's like
Chocolate
mole.
gravy.
That's-
But it had the consistency of a gravy though. It wasn't
Yeah.
like hold on, where is it at?
That
Ooh,
I've
I'm
never
looking
had
it up
any
right
of those things that you listed. Those sound awful. They sound not good.
What's
I don't know,
your
pineapple?
fall family meal stuff then? What do you do?
To be real, just to jump on the last conversation, like we are at the point in my family we're trying to find who has the best pumpkin spice. Is it, Starbucks, Dunkin'
Yes.
Donuts, local? It's local.
Oh, okay.
Right now it's local. Local. It's a place called Coffee Code in Anaheim that is just chef's kiss. It's so good. I'm just gonna say this, and I don't think this is gonna sound racist, is it? But Asians make the best coffee. There's no question. Asians have the market on. They cornered the market. It's different, and so
Sir.
their pumpkin spice
Sir,
latte is
relax.
different. It's a compliment. What the heck? I don't want to go
No, no,
anywhere.
no, I'm saying-
that an
I'm
Asian
just
is gonna
never
make
heard
my
anyone
like
say
an
that.
Asian person.
You're the
It's the
fir- I'm
best
saying you're the
coffee.
first-
They care.
Okay.
Vietnamese coffee is absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, that
but
is-
that's
I
Pacific
do.
Northwest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect. Are you talking about sugary coffee or are you talking about like
The
actual,
brew
like,
of it,
just-
like they are really, they care about the beans. So we've been trying to find locally who makes the best, and dude, they care so much about beans, and like they're all ingrained. It's like a hipster guy from like Miami. Like I've only
respect
seen one or two people do that, but they really care. And then what's crazy is they have another location that's like in like a very like white area, and I went to that one. It wasn't good at all. I had to go back to the Korean family. They're so much better. Anyway, so we've been trying to find
just
who has
had
the
a-
best pumpkin spice latte. And
We had a Korean coffee shop open up in our neighborhood, and I was like,
good?
"What's a Korean coffee shop?" I haven't been there yet. Like, what makes it Korean coffee?
Your life's gonna
So-
change, man. They
so it's
care about the
different. They
beans
brew it
more.
different. Yeah.
They have these like little beakers that go like they're 10 feet in the sky and they spin around and the coffee brews. It's
Oh,
unbelievable.
are you talking about Constellation Coffee? Is that what you talking about?
No, they have the place I go to is Coffee Code, and then there's another place called
okay.
Stereoscope that I think Propaganda put me on. And Prop knows his coffee.
Yeah,
Guys, we all
Stereoscope
can
is
agree
dope.
there. It's really yeah. So it's like right by his house. But I was gonna say we don't really have dishes that are weird. Like the only thing I've ever had that was weird in my family was like marshmallow. My sister made it. Marshmallows on top of yams, but besides that, everything's like rice. That's all we got. Puerto Ricans got rice, and the Italian side's got spaghetti. I mean ziti for Thanksgiving.
Here's the thing, though. You guys are talking about worlds that are difficult to really penetrate, like the world of international coffees and all this stuff. I got a real quick way to tell if you're at a good Southern restaurant is if
Here we
they
go.
have main courses, which is all meats. It's a combination of meats and sauces and length of how they were cooked, right? That is main course.
Facts.
And then it has
Facts.
its vegetables. If mac and cheese and dinner rolls are constitute as vegetables, you're at a good place. There is no formula. There isn't like I got to see where stuff's brewed. I got to know the international. No. If straight up carbs with zero vegetable, maybe corn syrup is in there, but zero vegetable is classified among because the most high like protein or like nutritious vegetable you're gonna get on that side menu, you have to know at the very minimum is going to be absolutely slathered in butter. Like they pretty much just
without a doubt
fish it out of butter and put it on a plate. That's all you got to know.
Vegetables, all that, all the
That's the pro
vegetables,
tip.
butter, everything.
That's
Yeah,
the poly-
even
even the vegetables have meat in them. Yeah, that's what I was gonna
bacon
say.
and like butter and like that's how you know it's good.
Exactly. Like if you have like spinach or collard greens or something, it better taste like they make the greens taste like pork and bacon.
Yeah,
like
they're like, we
Yeah,
add
for sure.
maple to it. What the heck? Who adds maple to like, it's like, we're going to add maple to our salads. Okay, I'll try it. I'll try it once. Why not?
Yeah. You're technically eating a vegetable, but don't worry. We boiled it in pork fat, so it still stays so tolerable.
For the longest time when I was growing up, I used to say okra was my favorite vegetable, and then I realized as I got older,
Fried
I
okra.
liked it because my mom made fried okra.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I just liked
fried okra.
the fried part, not actually okra.
Like okra, the okra in the fried okra has zero taste. It's just the yummy fried.
The reason that okra works for fried is the same reason calamari works. There's a lot of surface area. There's like holes in the okra for the batter to like penetrate. You're not eating it for the okra taste. You're just like, what is an item that we can get maximum batter coverage on? And that's why calamari tentacles work. No one likes the tentacles. It's just, look, there's a lot of tentacles for us.
Extra batter.
Yeah, put batter all over.
Jesse, are you in your pastor's office right now with that chair? That looks like a pastor's chair, right? Does that look like a pastor's chair?
Yeah,
That's like, you're going to discipline somebody after this and like tell them they're no longer allowed to be a part of the church.
I disciplined an elder right before we came in. Shame them.
Shame
Righteous
them.
Gemstone style. Yeah, they.
That is terrible.
We did a speakerphone call with several people, and I let them know about
The
this
three
elder's
seats
sins.
in the front, like the righteous gemstones, they're all like looking at three chairs, like three throne room chairs.
All right. Well, we have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, we talked to Lauren Daigle. She's the cover story of our current issue right now, but today she releases the second half of her big album. And so we have her on the show today to talk about that. Also, we have your feedback at the end of the show. Your feedback was you asked Marty anything. We got a little AMA action coming up later. You don't want to miss that. But stay tuned right now. Up next, it's Relevant Buzz. You're listening to Spacey Jane and Benet. The song is Lots of Nothing. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. Okay, it's time for
Relevant Buzz.
Emily, tell us what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture this week.
The first thing I want to talk about is a new update for the Passion of the Christ sequel, the same one that has been over 10 years in the making.
20.
According
Every time I hear sequel, I just don't even know what to say.
Passion of the Christ
well-
2, Electric Boogaloo. It's coming.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift. I can't wait to see that one.
yeah, too passionate to Christ. Is that how that
Too
works?
passionate to.
Passion of the Christ 2, The Reckoning. Yeah.
He gets revenge.
I get confused. I'm confused.
All right, tell us about
it.
For
I'll
Real.
wait for this one.
It would Passion of the Christ 2 Judgment Day. That would work, I think.
That would work.
Whoa.
That'd work.
It would work. Well, this
We
one
should
is
make
going
like
to
a
be
fantasy cast for it, by the way. Like secretly, all 5 of us should make a secret fantasy cast of who would be perfectly in that. Okay, keep going. Tyrese Gibson. Let's keep going.
Well, so this one is going to be called Passion of the Christ Resurrection. So you were kind of close, Jesse. I'll give you that. But yeah, the film star, Jim Caviezel, confirmed that they will begin filming in January of next year. So it was rumored to begin this past spring. Obviously, that didn't happen. So here's the new plan, and it seems to be sticking on track for now. Not sure exactly how the whole writers-actors strike is going to work, but I think they're just going to kind of...
I don't think Mel Gibson and Jim Caviezel really care.
Yeah, I don't think
People
they
are even
care.
a part of it, right?
Yeah.
This
Jim
is all
Caviezel,
rogue.
he's only doing Christian movies now anyway.
Yeah.
They're going to get Kirk Cameron, Jim Caviezel, the guy who played Hercules. That guy, he's not doing anything.
Kevin
Sorbo. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Trump's
Tell
going to do the voice of God for them. I know that for sure. They'll get Trump and
Wow.
guys. He's resurrected.
Tell the plot though, because Jim, we've heard that it's going to be, pick up where the last one left off. It's going to start at the crucifixion, and it's going to be the 3 days in between. That's what we heard 20 years ago from Mel Gibson, but
They've
Jim
all
Caviezel revealed a little bit more. Like what it's weirder.
Yeah. So first off, in his words, he did say it was going to be the biggest film in the history of the world. That's a direct quote. So.
Sure.
Hold on to your horses for that. Yeah, we'll see it. We'll believe it when we see it. But yeah, so we know a little bit more. It is picking up sort of where it left off. The script would be more philosophical and poetic than a linear and straightforward story. And Gibson himself actually described it, this is again a direct quote, as an acid trip with Jesus going into other realms.
Now I gotta see this.
I'm in.
Multiverse.
Jesus.
Hey,
I'm out.
You got me.
in. No, real talk.
If Mel Gibson is calling it an acid trip, it's an acid trip.
It is an acid trip.
I'll buy my ticket, pre-order right now.
Hey, but real talk. People have opinions. I get it. Mel Gibson, Jim Caviezel. I'm just saying artistically.
Boys on ayahuasca getting the high as a mug out here making Jesus movies, bro.
Look, I'll qualify. The Mel Gibson, Jim Caviezel thing. We don't have to relitigate stuff, right? Just from an artistic standpoint. Look, I think in like modern evangelical culture, there's been a real disservice to like kind of some of the more weird parts of the Bible, right? I mean, sometimes just completely ignoring it in like theological narratives. Like the Bible says he descended into hell and got the keys to death from, you know what I mean? Like it was, is that poetry or was there some sort of
Or an acid trip.
or was it some sort of trip to some other realm that literally exists that Jesus had to go and commandeer some sort of item that would, allow for the salvation process to happen? Again, I know Jim Caviezel and Mel Gibson are Catholic, and I'm not familiar with the Apocrypha or the nuances of Catholic theology, but I do know there's some stuff in Catholicism that does lean a little bit more into, I guess, like what I think some modern Christians would be like the fantastical, but it's still in the Bible. Like a lot of this stuff is still in the Bible. It's just we don't talk about it. I think it's cool there's going to be a movie.
I do not want Mel Gibson turning Jesus into Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker, bro. Like but just leave Jesus alone, man. That's all I'm trying to say, bro. Y'all ran it up. Passion of the Christ, y'all ran it up. Every Easter, you getting paid. Bro, this man said that Jesus is gonna be an acid trip with Jesus in the middle of it, dog. Like, hey, bro.
I'm gonna say something that might get me in trouble, but I think a lot of people listen to me like, I'm glad he said it. I'm glad he said it out loud.
I hope you're reading
Straight up
right now, Jesse.
Straight up Bible movies and TV shows. I'm not saying they're not good, but let's be honest. They're kind of boring, okay? I know the outcome. I know the story. All you're doing is taking the same stories I've heard ever since I was a little kid in vacation Bible school and upping the production value every step of the way. A lot of them, I'm not saying are well done. I'm not saying shouldn't exist. I'm saying I personally find them very boring and do not watch them for entertainment purposes.
Okay.
If you're telling me you're going to do one that's trippy and really dives into the weird supernatural stuff that no one talks about, I'm in it for the
Like the
entertainment
rock monsters.
value. Yeah, I'm in it
Like
for the
like
like
Exodus.
Noah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Noah movie with the rock monsters. Yeah.
But you have to understand that none of these people the production value of Noah is going to be completely different. And most of these Christian movies are always filmed in like a high school, like a Christian high school, right? So like I'm wondering, also like Jim Caviezel's going to be like 20 years older. What's going to happen?
He is 54.
Hey,
Jesus just
they can
aged.
de-age. They can de-age
And
him.
then also like, what's up with Mel Gibson just... Never mind, I'm not going to say this. I'll write this in the chat. But Mel Gibson's always attacking a certain people group all the time.
Oh
He's
my
like,
goodness.
well, how can we make another movie hurting someone else's feelings? But yeah, Mel Gibson's a trip. I want to see this movie.
Hey, Emily, anything else
You
about
can
the
see
movie
it
before you move on?
Maybe sometime next year.
Okay, real
maybe.
talk. If you're telling me someone was making an Old Testament movie of like Caleb and Joshua, and they went and they were spies or whatever, and they were giants in the movie that were so big that
awesome.
Caleb and Joshua were the size of grasshoppers. That's what the Bible says, okay?
That'd be
And
cool.
and they had to go fight giants that are the size of skyscrapers.
We saw this movie, though. Night at the Museum. Come on, man. Owen Wilson. Just kidding.
Honey,
Little
I Shrunk
short
the
guy.
Kids. It was a metaphor.
Listen,
Yeah.
That was
which
based
is-
biblical.
hey, listen,
It was
guys,
just Hollywood got to it.
guys, that's cool. I'm down. Like, let's find the trippy stuff in the Bible. Like, why there hasn't been a David and Goliath movie? Like, I don't know why. That's easy.
There should be a. There should be
but,
one.
But Jesus,
I think there's a
in
VeggieTales one.
between his resurrection, can we find something other than that? Like, in between the 3 days? Like, can we find something other than that
been
part
done.
of
I mean,
like,
Revelation.
66 books.
There's one movie
You
that
have
Mel Gibson said that he was trying to get done. David's story. He wanted to do that one part where David like circumcised 50 people to get the guy's wife.
Stupid.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll see if that happens.
Look, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, or there's
that will
all
happen.
kinds of stuff, but we leave Jesus alone. He ain't bothering nobody.
Yeah, let's get. There's so many other characters.
I'm just saying.
Jesus ain't
I'm-
bothering nobody. Y'all keep messing with him.
I'm just saying, real talk. A lot of Bible movies just aren't any fun. This one sounds like it's going to be kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be a trip. Like we said, Caviezel himself said it was going to be the biggest film in history. He said that Mel Gibson took him through a lot of the scenes, and he was on the floor crying. And it's just like one of the best things that you're ever going to see. So, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm going in with high hopes.
I
but I'm
wish I
going in
could
with
be in that
hopes.
room where Mel Gibson is going scene by scene through the script, and Jim Caviezel is on the floor crying. That I mean, was
the movie I
Mel
would-
Gibson like
They're
acting
crying
it out
'cause
like
they're on
charades?
ayahuasca. That's why they're crying. They're on ayahuasca.
Oh my
Might
goodness,
Might be for real.
they're having their acid
After they
trip.
wrote, well, I was just reading the article, Emily, and it says right here that after they wrote this movie, they also wrote "What Women Want" Part 2, and they were also crying on the floor. So, you know, I don't know. At this point, we can't tell what's gonna happen.
So good.
What Women Want. Helen Hunt's not attached to that one either, but you know, it's gonna be good.
Moving right along, because we got to get out of this world. We need to talk about this really interesting new survey from Pew Research that found there's still a really big major division in America when it comes to seeing racism and discrimination, particularly within the church. So back in April, Pew asked whether the bigger problem regarding race was people ignoring racism that actually exists or perceiving racism where it doesn't exist. Now, on average, 45% of Americans said the bigger issue was seeing racism where it doesn't exist as a bigger problem. But white Christians specifically overwhelmingly said that that's the bigger problem. 72% of white Christians think that seeing racism where it doesn't exist is the bigger problem.
Oh my! Oh my God!
I know.
What?
I was shocked by I was shocked by this, Derek. I know you're not, but I was shocked by this. Three-quarters of white Christians think that the bigger issue is not racism, but people saying that there's racism where there isn't any. That's insane to me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's obviously there's a big
be quiet.
discrepancy.
Yeah, Derek, I don't want you to be quiet. Like, come on, man.
Derek, we're setting you up right now. Please say something.
I already said.
Hey.
I said everything I need to say.
I literally, when Emily was going through the show
Oh,
plans with me,
that's
she
crazy.
brought this up, and I was like, I can't wait to hear what Derek has to say about this. And you're literally not saying nothing.
Oh, but I said it. Wow.
Because it is one of those things I do feel like it's not all that surprising. You know, I'm not saying it isn't like it's
75%. That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
3 out
I
of
think-
4 white Christians say racism isn't a problem. Fake,
in this Pew Research, so that's not every white Christian.
Yeah.
So I would
is
hope
true.
that is not that, but I would say if you get the right sample size,
It was a big sample size. I mean, it's a national sampling. That's the thing. It's like
Pew's
it's not
pretty good about getting a
Yeah,
national
Pew's
sampling.
scientific. It's not one of these random like
hey,
500
white
people.
Christians, I tried to help you out, bro. Like, hey, they ain't
I
gonna
do
give
think
y'all
the-
no. I tried to help y'all, man. I really did, for real.
I think that's what the big issue though is, like, we're 3 years past this big racial reckoning, and it's like it feels like nothing changed and like the needle didn't move, and that's what's like frustrating and upsetting. That
Right.
it seems like we're kind of still.
And
in
in
the same
fact, it
place.
may be pushing the needle the other way because, the anti-woke stuff and like, I don't want to be, if I have empathy toward racism, then I'll be seen as leftist or something. And like white Christians don't want to be seen as liberal. So they maybe even the pendulum swung further the other way in hindsight, which is crazy to me.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it is like this weird pendulum where people will use like woke as like this pejorative, or people like the same people who were at one point railing against cancel culture are canceling people who. For cancel culture, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like there's a degree of like reflexive outrage that people tend to like, instead of like looking at any situation that they might not personally understand and therefore not say they agree with, instead of trying to come to some sort of good faith look at an alternate perspective, the reflex is, I'm just going to be mad at this because it's not exactly like what I think, or you know what I mean? Like I feel like that has permeated tons of different areas of social discourse, but it's particularly destructive when people feel like the bigger problem is being able to recognize racism.
Right.
Listen, maybe I'm jaded. I could be, and I will accept that. But if the government came out and said, we think that we have UFOs, then they say, you know what? No, we actually have seen UFOs. Then they say, we're going to release the footage of UFOs, and people did not care. And that's crazy. Bro, people are not going to care about like we are at. I just think that humanity is at wit's end. We're trying to figure out complex things. So we're just like, you know what? Hey, look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If this doesn't really affect me in a way that is like immediate, then I don't really care. And I think that conversations like race, extraterrestrials, climate change, and things of that nature that have much more nuanced things that we have to deal with, I just think people are checked out. That's what I see.
I have a legit question. Like, why is race such a touchy? Like, I guess for me, and being in South Florida, raised in Miami my whole life, race is always like the first thing you ask somebody. It's like, hey, where are you from? Where are you from? Like, that's normal. And it feels like outside of certain, I guess, the cities that I'm from, it always feels like it's such a touchy issue. Everyone's like, oh my God, like, rather everyone's like, don't talk about it. It's almost like, it feels like that. Like, let's just suppress it. Like, why is this so crazy to like talk about? Like, why can't we all, like, in this room right now, like, talk about it without feeling like we're pointing to a bad guy? Like, I just feel like it's almost like the church is so afraid of talking about it that we don't talk about it, and it's like a nuanced subject instead of just being like open about it. Like, yeah, it's pretty bad in the church. Yeah. Instead of saying that, we're like, well, like instead of just addressing the issue, we rather like lie about it. I don't know. It feels like we all know about it, but no one's saying anything for real. Like, nobody's willing to really be like, yeah, we are pretty bad. I don't know. It's
because in Miami, LA, major populated cities like that, you have to see people that don't look like you.
Yeah.
And not just one or two groups of people. Like, you're not just dealing with Hispanics, and then it's just like, out here in the suburbs or the rural area, it's like every Hispanic is a Mexican. It's like, nah, in Miami, you have Mexicans, you have Puerto Ricans, you have, Caribbean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have so many different people, and you go to school with different people, and you have a level of comfortability. Well, when you come to where the church usually thrives, which is in the suburbs and in rural areas, most of those places are very segregated still. So they're like, we'd rather just not know where you stand on race, because we don't know if we're going to like you when this is over with. Right. And I think that's the main reason why that happens. It's like, we're at church, and more than likely, if you're a black guy and you go to a church that's pretty white, you're probably thinking, man, you know what? I probably don't even need to enter this race conversation with anyone here, because there's going to be a point of no return with some of my white brothers and sisters that I like. You know what I'm saying? And then on the opposite side, if you're a white guy, you're like, man, I don't necessarily know if I want a white woman. You don't necessarily know if you want to talk about race, because you guys are having a great time at the church picnic, and it's like, let's just not, because I don't want to know what your grandmother taught you, and you don't want to know what my grandmother taught me. So I feel like that's really the issue here.
Well, the most segregated hour in America is Sunday morning at 11.
Right. As opposed to Miami, which is like, you're gonna see every race on the planet in Miami.
I heard this. I was reading this article the other day where it talked about how when we all, like, local churches and liberal, I guess you would say, like Miami or New York, we're so close to everybody, so you can't help but being around everybody. But when you go to areas where houses are farther apart, you find that there's more like prejudice in areas where the house, like, when people are closer together, people are more like, hey, we care about who's around us. Like, we're on the bus together, we're everywhere together. But when you go places where people are farther away, it's like, get away from me. Like, it's me versus you. It's less us all together taking care of each other, which is definitely foreign.
Yeah, it's a complex conversation, but I think it is an important one to have, and we'll keep having it, hopefully moving things inch by inch. And speaking of moving things along, I got one more thing that I do want to talk about before we wrap up Buzz. It's another new biblical movie coming out that we've got our eye on, and this one is also kind of a comedy drama. I don't know if the sequel to Passion of the Christ.
It's from Jay-Z.
It is produced by Jay-Z.
Oh yeah. I'm excited about this.
I saw that.
So, okay, the first trailer for The Book of Clarence was released. So the film stars Lakeith Stanfield as Clarence, who is a struggling Jerusalemite trying to gain fame and recognition in 29 AD by convincing people he is the long-awaited Messiah. So obviously, he hears these stories coming along, and he just wants the fame for himself. We actually have the trailer here, if we can play it.
I'm Clarence. I'm not a man without faults. I played the cards I was dealt.
Clarence, in spite of your selfish ways, there is a beautiful soul in there somewhere. Clarence, it's him.
Jesus of Nazareth.
You can't even buy power like that. I want to be like that in 10 years.
I want to be like that now. Knowledge is stronger than belief.
Clarence, he moved miracles.
I have a plan.
I can see! I can see!
God sent me to deliver his message. I am your new Messiah.
Blasphemous swine!
Stop that!
Like I said, it's a comedy, but there's a little bit of drama because it does kind of get into some sort of like serious topics. The director, who also directed The Harder They Fall, spoke with Vanity Fair and said that he wanted to tell a Bible story about an everyman, and said, quote, "I always wanted to explore the Bible stories, but from the angle of the person that sells Jesus his sandals, the woman or man that owns the hair salon, and Clarence is a person that doesn't believe in anything outside of what's in front of him, what he can see or hear. He has a lot of inside belief. He has a lot of inside confidence. This man is sure he could fly. He reminds me of me growing up, but unlike me, he has no outside faith." And I think that's a really interesting vantage point to explore living in that particular time and place.
Yeah, and it's 1 year before the ministry of Christ began, right? 29.
Yeah, 29 AD. So it's like he's kind of hearing stories, like things are coming. Yeah, so he kind of tries to jump in front of it and is like, actually, I'm the Messiah.
What's Jay-Z's role in it?
He's the producer.
Oh, gotcha.
Jay-Z's producer.
Done by
Yeah.
Rock Nation. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I was actually watching the other day. I was watching a movie at the theater, and I heard someone next to me say like sacrilegious. Is it sacrilegious to watch this movie? Is it not a good thing? Is it, as a believer, can we watch it? Of course, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I
That's exactly how I feel, Cameron. I don't know. I'm just gonna see it.
I mean,
Jay-Z, cool. Let's watch it.
I think that the truth of the gospel is strong enough to hold up against cultural satire.
Keith Stanfield,
and,
Keith Stanfield.
creative exploration. I don't think. I think listen. I think there's like reverence when some stuff comes into play, but I don't think we have to like pearl clutch when it comes to the liberties people take with parables. You know what I mean? Like, that was the language of Christ, was to say, I am the vine, you are the branches. People aren't like, how dare you call God a vine? He's not a vine. He's like, well, obviously, I'm not saying this happened. I'm trying to do an illustration here. Like, let's not get all bent out of shape. God's okay that I'm making an analogy. You know what I mean?
I think I would be more concerned if it was about Jesus, but it's literally called the Book of Clarence, right?
Yeah.
So this is this guy's
fictional
story.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me during this time that people wasn't trying to clout chase and ride the wave of Jesus. Like, you cannot tell me people were not trying to capitalize off of miracles and things that was happening. Well, hey, if you know humanity, you know that people were doing that. So, it is what it is.
January 12th, mark your calendars.
There you go.
Go see it.
All right, that'll do it for
Relevant Buzz.
Make sure to check out relevantmagazine.com every weekday, where we're covering the intersection of faith, culture, and everything in between. All right, stay tuned. Up next, Lauren Daigle joins.
Everything's the best if you're deadly blessed. Any color you want, any size, never made them like this. Now you're coming in and get anything that you want for a dime. So how come every night I feel this emptiness inside? Everything's the best, everything's the best, everything's the best. The book's calling, yeah.
You're listening to Best Friends and Joywave. The song is Everything's the Best. Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com. Well, you know our next guest. She is the current cover artist on the summer issue of Relevant. She released a huge album this year, self-titled, Lauren Daigle, and today released Volume 2 of that album with a lot of new songs. We talked to her about Volume 2 and her new direction in her music and the importance of staying connected with her fans. Here's our conversation with Lauren Daigle.
Goes to show you all the ways that you gave me purpose. I cannot recognize the look in my eyes. Don't wanna be lonely anymore. Don't wanna be lonely anymore. Through all the changes in my life, you are the one right by my side. Don't wanna be lonely. Don't wanna be lonely.
Was it scary to be like this personal for your record?
I feel like that is a byproduct of who I am. Like, so I can be like, oh, that was an overshare moment. Like, I can definitely be that person. Part of me feels like it's just a byproduct of my personality. I love things that are authentic. But I do feel like I talk about things that I haven't talked about before lyrically. I do think like Don't Believe Them is a perfect example. That song is a song that like even singing it, I'm like, whew, like there's a lot of conviction in that for me that is vulnerable for me to share or even to witness in a way. And so I think, there are definitely a lot of vulnerable moments. I don't know if I'm necessarily afraid of them as much as I am like curious as to where it would lead. You know what I mean? It's more like, oh, the unknown is a bit daunting, but I don't know. I feel like I'd rather just stay true to the process.
I hope you find your way back to me. You could take all of the time you need. Yeah. I'll be waiting here patiently in the hopes you're coming back to me, please. I just wanna know you. I just wanna show you. I won't play a part in all your pain. If this road you've chosen means that we'll be broken, please know that I will be okay. But I always hope you find your way back to me one day.
We're talking a lot about how this project was more personal for you, and that's something that I think your fans really appreciate is, you know, they feel like they know you and they have this relationship with you. But I have to imagine as you've become more popular that it's harder to keep that connection with your fans, but it's something that you still pursue. So I want to know, why is maintaining that connection so important to you?
I think I know I don't have a desire to be famous. Like, I really don't. I hate it. I think it's so uncomfortable. And there's this thing whenever you can draw connection, it allows you to be in someone else's shoes, even but for a moment, right? It's like this thing where, wait, you just gave me joy. Oh, I can give you joy too. There's this beautiful thing that happens in the world. You start to see that all of these platforms, positions, blah, 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 it really just boils down to, can I relate to you? Can you relate to me? In the simplest of form, can I love you? Are you capable of loving me? Like, how do we get to the simplest expression of that? The simplest versions of connection, I think, are the purest versions of connection. When we can just look into someone's eyes and say, thank you. Or when we can look in someone's eyes and say, I see you. Like, that does something so beautiful, not just for me, not just for the person next to me, but for humanity as a whole. And so those are the experiences I actually long to bring into the world. I remember when I was a teenager hearing stories about people who were really lonely. And suicide wasn't a thing in my teens as much as it is now. Like, that happened, but it was very, very either kept under wraps or few and far between. And I remember just thinking, I can't imagine what it would be like to be in this world that is so full of beauty and kindness and be lonely in this regard. I felt loneliness as a teenager. I was placed on homebound for 2 years in a period of isolation when the rest of the world was moving 900 miles an hour. So I know how loneliness feels, but there are people who do not have a single friend, not one friend in the world. And that it actually aches me to my core. And so you never know in those interactions with people at shows and things like that, or interactions with people in the grocery store, or interactions with people that you see walking along the street. When you get emotional, you just never know what kind kindness can do for just one person. And so I think whenever I go to shows and stuff, it's like, this is the one chance that somebody they might not have had a hug for a year. Like, who knows the last time that somebody has like looked them in the eyes. You just don't know what people's stories are. And so, I deeply long for people to feel loved, and I don't ever want that to change. I don't care how big I get. I don't care how small I get. Like, I hope that is a thing that just never changes.
I got lines from the last late at night. I get blue from the worry in your eyes. I have tears for the sorry you lived. I try to love the way you do. Oh, everybody thinks it's me, but I inherited from you. Yeah.
I am curious with this album. I feel like this sort of relates to it. Like, is there a message that you hope people hear when they listen to this album?
Just as it was reformative for me in making this record, I hope that people feel that same thing. Like, when they listen, they're like, wow, there is actually hope on the horizon. There's this song called These Are the Days. It's the last one on the record. And that song is like, just to shed light on, we might be in intense times. We might be in, moments where people are like, how much darker is the world actually about to get? What is going on? This is all crazy. That song is to remind people that, like, no, there are still good things on the horizon. There are still good things ahead. Like, whenever you read certain parts of the Bible, like in Revelation, when Jesus comes back again, like, those are things that are worth celebrating. Like, every tear will be wiped from people's eyes. Smiles will return to people's faces. And I look forward. I feel like that is also here and now. Like, the darkness does not overtake the light. And so with that, I feel like this record, I hope that people can start it. Thank God I do. See the despair with a glimmer of hope, but know that there was despair there, and then end at These Are the Days. Like, how in the world did we just make this arc? Like, how am I at the end of this record feeling more alive than when I began listening? That's the goal. That's the dream for this record.
This love is rough, this love is fierce, this love is fire. Deep in my bones, down to my soul and my desire. Whatever comes, I know that all my heart will be yours, be yours, be yours. On turbulent skies.
That was Lauren Daigle. Make sure to check out more of that conversation and the cover story in the summer issue of Relevant. You can get it right now for free over at relevantmagazine.com. Stay tuned. Up next, it's Ask Marty Anything.
But I wanted to. I hate that I just threw it all away. I'm on my head, I'm sorry for the things. Are you okay? I wish that you knew how badly I hurt you. I self-destruct when I'm with you. So sick of being me, 'cause I'm afraid. Maybe I should have stayed. Maybe I should have stayed.
You're listening to Between Friends. The song is Self-Destruct.
Sensing a friendship theme this episode.
Best friends, Well, this friendship self-destructed between friends,
That's not good.
Well, today's podcast is brought to you in part by the new book, Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic. Author Jonathan Seidel knows firsthand how even believers can get stuck in shame and destructive habits, especially when it comes to one of society's biggest obsessions, alcohol. In Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic, he details his spiral into disordered drinking and shares the 4-step process he eventually used to break free. There's hope for alcoholics who become Christians and for Christians who become alcoholics. Find Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic wherever books are sold. What if you could change a child's life with just $10? Right now, thousands of vulnerable children in East Africa are suffering from jiggers. It's a painful, preventable parasite that burrows into their feet. Soul Hope is the only organization treating it through foot washing, medical care, and durable closed-toed shoes that protect kids long after treatment. $10 may not seem like much in today's world, but when we come together, those small gifts add up to big change. Join the 10 for 10 campaign. $10 protects 10 small toes. Visit soulhope.org/10 to give now. One small gift makes a big difference. Again, that's soulhope, SOLE, hope.org/TEN. All right. Okay. So last week, it's time for your feedback. Last week, we asked you to ask us questions for Marty. You ask Marty questions. Get to know him a little bit. You know, he's gonna be around. He ain't going anywhere. You might as well get to know the man. So, Marty, people hit us up on X and Threads and send in, a bunch of questions. So here's a few of them.
Are you sweating?
No, I was just thinking about the situation where George got kicked out of Logan Paul's thing, and I was like, I hope that never happens to me. Sorry.
George? Who's George?
Yeah,
like George Costanza?
Okay, so there's this whole thing happening right now. Logan Paul kicked off this guy, George, off his podcast. He had 3 people on it, and now it's like 2 because George couldn't take a joke from Bobby Lee. And so it's a whole thing on TikTok. So I just was like, man, I hope I could always take a joke. Hope I don't get kicked off the show mid-podcast. Yeah. That would be rough.
Well, especially if you get replaced with the Paul brother. That is the fate worst. Yeah, that is the only
no coming back.
Replacing this podcast by Mel Gibson. Just kidding. No.
All right. Adam Davis asked you, who was your biggest influence getting into hip hop, and why was it Carmen? That's what he said.
It wasn't Carmen, but it wasn't. I used to say that though. That was my joke. It was like my running joke. I love Carmen because he would always come with this like gangster accent whenever he would like. It was like a different personality, like multiple personality disorder. He would just be like, yo, I'm like Italian from the hood. So I guess I'm Italian from Brooklyn. I guess I'm from the same spot. I think my favorite rapper of all time, I know this is crazy and people are going to hate me for this because he's a new artist.
Rico Suave.
Yeah, well, it's going to be Lou Bega, Mama Number 5. I got that from Stephen King. No, my favorite rapper has always been Mac Miller because I feel like I found him in obscurity and then I saw him throughout his whole career. So I saw the whole process. And he inspired me to evolve, so he went from being not the greatest to being an amazing artist, teaching himself how to play guitar and piano. And so over the course of my career, I went to Berkeley to learn how to be a better songwriter in Boston. I went there during the pandemic, and then I learned how to play piano and I'm learning how to play bass. And so I'm trying to be a better artist. But the problem is I go to people like I went to Derek's house working on one project, and he's so good at what he does. I always feel dwarfed by it. I'm like how are people this good? So I think being around good people always challenges me to be better. But yeah.
I will say, I'm going to piggyback. That's a good answer. I'm going to piggyback off the Derek thing. If y'all aren't listening to Derek's new album, which I'm going to talk like he's not sitting here right now, it is astonishingly good.
Incredible.
It's like to consider that he wrote it, he produced it, like the musicality is him, like he mixed it, like it's all him. Like I can't wrap my head around it because normally you would have writers, normally you'd have musicians, normally you'd have producers bringing it all together, and he did all of it. It's just crazy because it's so stinking good, Derek. I mean, it's literally on repeat. Like it's like the number 1 album on my phone right now. I'm just listening to it all the time, dude. So
Derek,
I appreciate it.
What's the best
I'm not
song
going to
on
take credit for all of it, but
you produced everything but 2 songs. You did 8 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
Come on now.
But
take some credit,
my favorite
man.
song is Hallelujah, the intro.
Hallelujah.
That's my favorite song.
Everyone start there.
That's just me.
Start right there.
We're at the beginning. Start at track 1.
Yeah, start at the beginning, baby.
All right, Marty. CJ Adams has 2 questions. Number 1, MC Hammer or Young MC?
I guess MC Hammer. Who's Young MC?
Who's Young MC?
Are you Bust a Move? Are you serious? You don't know
Bust
Young
a
MC?
Move. You on it? Yeah, MC Hammer. MC Hammer is the cornerstone of gangster music. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm dead serious.
This is a fact.
He is the first. He's the first like openly Crip gangster from Cali. Like he's gotten arguments with other rappers, and he'd pulled it up 50 deep. Like he'll go to Florida with 50 people. Like he's a legit scary guy. I'm not even joking.
Bro, he was hanging with Death Row, bro. Like
Suge Knight was afraid of him.
Exactly.
Yes. People don't know about that.
Do you think?
I just know it's Jesus era.
Him and Ray J.
Do you think the pants set him back? Like in hindsight, like it was cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it wasn't bold and wasn't cool, but I'm just saying, you think he painted himself in the corner and he could have had a different reputation if he did just
his Aladdin pants?
I think he should have owned. I think if he would have collaborated with the pants company and had his own brand, he would have won. He would have made another $100 million right there.
All right, part 2, Marty. CJ wants to know who hurt you.
Who hurt me? I mean, who hasn't hurt me? I don't know. That's such a weird question. Why do Christians want to ask me the hardest?
Dude, it's a deep cut 10-year-old, 15-year-old callback to this podcast. That was a question we would ask quite a bit as a joke.
I was about to say, because the other day someone's like, someone asked me this the other day. I've talked to him twice my whole life, and he goes, how's your heart? I was like it's all right. I was like, it's okay.
Like it's good.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
My Apple Watch.
My cholesterol's a little high, but my blood pressure's all right.
I don't know. I had wings last night, so are you talking heartburn?
It's surrounded probably by fat, but it's okay.
Yeah.
There's a load of fat just weighing on my heart after eating all the stuff I've eaten the last 5 years. But yeah, who hurt me? No one has hurt me. I mean, maybe an uncle once, and
your uncle has come up 3 times, and you've been on 3 shows.
I have a lot of uncles, man.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
you know what? as a kid, and like growing up, this is probably what it is. When you're growing up, and then you start realizing that adults have conversations, and they're, and so you hear like an adult talk about you, and they're like, man, he's kind of like really hyper. Like that was like the thing that hurt me as a kid. Like he's like, he won't stop. Like stop him now, And I overheard it, and I was like, man, I suck. I'm the worst. I was like, I'm terrible. So maybe that hurt me. I don't know.
I was 10 years old, and an uncle came and visited. I hadn't seen him in a year or two, and the first words out of his mouth were, "Man, you've gained weight."
Yeah,
I still remember it.
Yeah, a Christian rapper actually just said that to me, dead serious. And I'll tell you the story. It's a true story. This happened actually like 2 years ago, and it was like pandemic, so we were all kind of a little chunky. And so he goes, I went to church, and this guy comes up to me. I'll say his name, I swear, but he was like, "Oh, you got fat, bro. You got a little fatter." So I was like, "You got divorced." That was my response to that.
No, you did not do that, Martin.
I was like, "Oh, you got divorced." We both,
Whatever, life happens,
I gained, you lost. I don't know. Like, I guess.
But to be fair,
it's like the Winston Churchill quote. Yes, my lady, I am fat and a drunkard, but in the morning I'll be sober, and you'll still be ugly. You'll still be divorced.
That's my guy right there. I was just fresh off a book of Winston Churchill.
Here's the thing, though. Maybe my age is showing, but I think a couple of you guys can relate to this. I think 90s uncles were just a little bit different of a breed. Like, for some reason, if you're an uncle in the 90s, you were a straight up savage to every nephew.
Yeah, you were.
Like,
you did bad things.
You never hugged them. If you said something to a nephew, it was probably making fun of something they were wearing. And, like, God forbid you get in a little pickup basketball game, because they are taking you in the post like Bill Lambier down there. I mean,
gonna show you what an adult does.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think it was anything wrong with your uncles. I just think uncles used to, for some reason, it just was bred into 90s uncles that your ultimate disposition with any nephew is just to be a bully. It's just how uncles were back then.
It kind of was.
Well, he also did have He also told us he had an uncle that was in the mafia, so his uncle might have been.
No, I had some uncles that were really full-blown criminals, just full-blown problems in the 80s. Like they literally got kicked out of New York. Like a church was like, you got to go to Alabama and go to like a retreat. So for like a year, they had to get like a detox. It was a whole thing. Well, it's crazy. And now they're all pastors.
Most
of them are.
I think
the ones are alive.
Any family has one uncle who's persona non grata somewhere. I question if you even have an uncle. If you don't have
well connected.
Yeah, that's
scary past, haunted past.
Yeah.
Like I have that uncle. I only see him about once every 10 years. Like nobody really knows where he's living at any given time, and then all of a sudden he'll just show up one day, and it's like, yeah. Anyway, all right. Last question. We got to get moving. So, Melissa asked, "Are there any conspiracy theories you actually believe are true?"
Here we go.
Yeah, actually, there is a couple. It's funny. We were just talking about this in my family. There are some that we think. There's some that. Like I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. Like it's too much mental gymnastics to think some of the new ones that we got going on. Like I just don't. like my friend, I'm like, bro, you work at Old Navy. They're not trying to track you. The government doesn't care about you. You fold shirts for 2 for $5. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no you're what they would call like a low, like there's
What would their
not on the radar?
You call it low
You're
interest.
not on the radar. Yeah.
You work at like just because you have 50,000 followers on Facebook in the group and you do stuff. Like I had a buddy of mine. They're like he was telling me yesterday. We were talking. He was like, he's like, you can't deny that the government is tracking us. And I'm like, bro, you are broke. Like you should see your car outside. No one's tracking you. No one cares. You're what they call a low interest. You work at Wawa. Starts here. Nothing bad with Wawa. We love Wawa, but no one's tracking you. Let's just be honest. So there's a couple conspiracy theories. I always felt like there's aliens. I always felt like they try to. I always felt like maybe angels were aliens. In the Bible, how like angels like had relationships with people, and then like people always say like aliens had relationships with me. I'm like maybe there was something there. Maybe the alien was
Wait, are you talking about relations or relationships?
Yeah,
relations.
I was just trying to be nice. They were like smashing people, right? And so they were having relationships, sexual relationships, right? They made giants, right?
God,
Jesse knows. He's in the pastor's chair. He knows what I'm talking about.
Genesis 6, man.
So he even quoting verse. He loves that verse. So then the aliens,
It's a tattooed on his arm.
they had relationships with humans, right? Remember? And they were like, yeah, the aliens, they abducted me, and then they like went in places they shouldn't have went in.
Probed me, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm always like, maybe there's some correlation between angels and aliens. Genesis 6, me and Jesse, like there's something there. I don't know. That was my conspiracy growing up.
Well, the government has confirmed it, so there you go. It's not a
We
conspiracy
just need a
anymore.
good picture. That's the only thing. Like we need some pictures. What's going on?
All right, well, that'll do it for Ask Marty Anything. Okay, it's time for this week's
editorial question of the week. Hey.
Okay, so we were talking about The Passion of the Christ 2, Electric Boogaloo, starting shooting in January. And it got us thinking of other, undertold Bible stories that should have movies. We mentioned a few on the show. We want to hear from you. What Bible stories do you think should be made into a movie? And if you want to throw in some casting suggestions and stuff, we're all about it. Hit us up on Twitter/X at Relevant Podcast, or you can hit us up on Threads or Instagram stories as well. And we'll read our favorites on next week's show. Well, before we wrap things up, I want to thank Lauren Daigle for joining us. Make sure to check out Volume 2 of her huge album. Also, make sure to check out the cover story we have with her. We covered a lot of other stuff over at relevantmagazine.com. It's the cover story of our summer issue. Just click on the magazine tab, and it's all right there for free. Also, click around. There's other great content in the issue, and it will be going away shortly as we roll out our fall issue here later this month. Also, while you're at the site, make sure to sign up for our daily newsletter. It brings you our top 5 trending stories, our best content every day, every weekday, delivered right to your inbox. It's right there on the sidebar of every article or on the front page at relevantmagazine.com. Also, make sure to follow us on all the socials. We're Relevant Magazine or Relevant on all the platforms. We're posting a lot of stuff you don't want to miss. All right. Well, on that note, we'll wrap things up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Derek Miner.
I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Marty.
We will see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everyone.
For listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
I'm gonna say something that might get me in trouble, but I think a lot of people listen and be like, I'm glad you said it out loud.
Relevant Podcast Network.